Meditation is a vital tool for remaining centered.
Casino. When I meditate in a rainforest, I show respect and I pay homage, cause nature will give you abundance. There's plants and seeds that make profit. Invest that profit into yourself and find a way to make a wage off it. Don't copy me though, don't try be Welsh, don't lie to yourself, let's stay on it.
Yo, it's TheGIBBYNATR, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how you can die less and stay alive in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. It's hopefully going to help you increase your KD massively and also hopefully help you get those nuclear medals which everybody wants in Call of Duty. The first tip is to have the mindset that you only have one life. Now this mindset really forces you into playing very mindfully, and it makes you think about every little thing that you do. So it makes you just really aware of the map, and it makes you think that every single action you take is going to have a consequence. And when you're thinking like that, you can really become a great player. Like when you're thinking, if I push this, what's going to happen? Is there going to be people there? And it just allows you to be prepared for like what's going to happen, and it's really just going to enable you to stay alive for longer and not die. I see a lot of people, they're running around like headless chickens and they're not thinking about the consequences of their actions. But if you slow down for a minute and you just think, how am I going to stay alive? What is the most smart thing to do to stay alive? I can guarantee that your KD is going to start shooting up and you're going to die so much less. The second massive tip for Black Ops 4 is always looking for cover after gunfights. In Black Ops 4 you actually have to regenerate your own health, so it is so important that you've always got it in your mind that you need to get to somewhere safe to regen your health. And you also want to pair this tip with using the stim shot gear, because the stim shot is going to allow you to regenerate your health much faster so that you can get into more gunfights at a faster pace. So you can kind of throw the enemy off because they won't expect you to be challenging so fast, because the stim shot allows you to regen your health so much more frequently. So if you challenge 3 people and you get shot by every single one of them, the third one's probably going to think you're weak. But if you're using stim shot, you're actually going to be able to regen your health, and it's just going to throw them off and enable you to kill them. But yeah, as I say as well, always have it in your mind. Where is there a head glitch that I can go to regenerate my health? Where is there a little corner? Don't stay in that corner, don't be a little camper, but just go to the corner, regenerate your health, and then come back out once you've got your health and just continue slaying. The next massive tip is to keep your back to the sides of the maps. Now what this is going to do is it's going to prevent you from getting shot to the back. So what I mean by this is like stick to the sides of the maps, because obviously outside of the playable map no one's going to be shooting you from there. So as long as if you can keep your back to that part of the map, then you're literally eliminating the chance of you getting shot in the back. And as you know, there is nothing worse than getting shot in the back. So just by doing that simple tip of just sticking to the sides of the maps and keeping your back to the side edge of the map where there's going to be no one there, you're literally reducing your chance of getting shot in the back by so much. And as well as this, you want to combine it with the method of cycling. So what cycling is where you go into one position where, so basically you get into the enemy spawn by flanking, and then once you're there you kind of move around to little areas. So you'll get a kill, move into another area, get another kill, move into another area, and it's just doing that non-stop. That's called cycling. So you don't want to just push in and mess up the spawns, you want to hold back, but you just want to keep moving so that the enemies don't figure out what you're doing, because they will. Like Call of Duty will give them revenge spawn, so they're going to keep spawning next year and they will eventually think, oh, they just killed me there, I'm going to go back to them. But if you move your position, they're going to go back to that previous position, but you're not going to be there, so you can just kill them again. You can keep doing this and cycle through it. The next tip is to pre-aim corners. So what I mean by this is aiming down your sights when you come up to a high traffic area or you're walking around the corner. What this is going to allow you to do is catch enemies off guard that are going to be sprinting around these corners, or even kill people that are just waiting for you to walk into their sights. So I would recommend using stock for this as well, because that's going to enable you to move faster while you're aiming down sights. But as well, what you want to do is be using the Gung Ho perk, because it actually reduces your sprint out time. So just in case you do get caught off guard sprinting, because it does happen if an enemy's using Ghost and you don't know they're there because they're not showing up on your mini map, then it's really important that you have Ghost, so that you have Gung Ho, sorry, so that you can be shooting as fast as possible and be shooting before the enemy, so you do have a chance of still killing them. You also want to pre-aim high traffic areas. So if you're flanking on the sides of the maps and you start pushing into the mid map, you basically always want to have your sights up because you know there's going to be people around there. And if you have your sight up before the enemy, you're literally going to win the gunfight 9 out of 10 times. As long as your internet is solid and your accuracy is solid, you can be winning them 10 out of 10 times. The next tip is to use attachments that actually allow you to win more gunfights. So what I mean by this is using stock. That's going to allow you to strafe side to side whilst you're in gunfights. And if you're moving left and right in the middle of a gunfight, you're going to be dodging bullets and you're really going to throw the enemy's aim assist off. They're expecting to be shooting a still target, but if you're moving left and right, that's just going to throw their aim off and mean that they're going to miss shots. That could buy you extra time to allow you to get the kill and to allow them not to kill you. So you're going to be surviving for much longer, going to increase your KD and it's going to help you get those nuclear streaks. Also, you could be using like the rapid fire attachments if you can put it on the specific weapon you want, or high caliber 2. These two attachments, they decrease the time to kill, so they mean that you can kill people faster. And if you're killing people faster, that reduces the time in which they can kill you. So that is really important to think about. Especially the high caliber 2, it literally reduces how many bullets you have to put in them. So that's really, really overpowered to use. The next tip is to find the balance for the perfect sensitivity for you. So the balance that you want to make is between accuracy and being able to turn on people. Obviously, Black Ops 4 is a boots on the ground game. So if you get shot in the back, you don't have a jetpack to rely on to jump up and fly around so that you can turn on this kid. You've got to do it purely just a straight up turn on without any kind of advanced movement. You could slide, but it won't really help you that much. So turning on people is very crucial, and it's hard to do with a low sensitivity. So if you can bump up your sensitivity to the highest possible amount you can, but while still maintaining your accuracy, that's the important part, because you can just go now and use max sensitivity, but if your accuracy is awful, it doesn't even matter that you're going to be able to turn on someone, because you're not even going to be able to kill the people that are in front of you. So it's very important that you find that balance and slowly increase your sensitivity. So start off at the sensitivity that you're comfortable with now and just slowly keep bumping it up until you get to around like a 10 sensitivity, and that is where I would say, like, if you go any further there's not too much point, but if you can go further and you're comfortable with it, go ahead, do it. The next tip is that you should actually be looking at your mini map probably 70% of the time. When I'm playing Call of Duty, the majority of my time is just spent looking at that mini map and analysing where the enemies are going to be spawning, where they're going to be, and where I should just be positioning myself, where I should be expecting the enemies to come from. It's just so important. It's the most important thing about Call of Duty is the mini map, and a lot of people just completely neglect it and never look at it, and that's the worst thing you can do. I would say it's probably more around 80% of my time that I just spend looking at that mini map. So just keep that in mind. I will do a video dedicated to the mini map because it is such a crucial thing for Call of Duty and becoming a better player. The next tip is something that I was doing a lot, and that was crouch shotting. Obviously in this Call of Duty you can't drop shot, but that is still programmed into my muscle memory of so many years of playing Call of Duty and drop shotting that it was just a straight up reaction for me to crouch in the middle of gunfights, and that was really screwing me over because most people aim for the chest, as that's the largest mass that you can aim for on a person. It's the biggest target, so it makes sense to aim for. So most Call of Duty players are aiming for the chest, and when you crouch, you're literally putting your head straight in front of their bullets, so you're going to die so much faster if you're literally giving the enemy free headshots. I also don't recommend you slide that much, because if you slide straight into someone shooting you, your head is yet again going to be in level with their guns, so they're going to be shooting you in the face and you're going to die so much quicker, especially if they're running high caliber. You can slide to the side of them, but if you're just don't slide straight towards people. That is a no-go. Don't do that. If you're getting shot and you're out of bullets and you need to get out of there, yeah, slide to the side, but do not slide towards them because you will die a fast death, I can guarantee it. The next tip is to jump shot. Jump shotting will throw your enemy's aim assist off, so it will mean that they're less likely to kill you. If you pair that up with the high sensitivity ability. So if you jump and turn on people, you're going to increase your chance of getting turn on kills absolutely massively. And just jumping in mid gunfight, people don't expect it, especially in Black Ops 4. You jump so high. So if it's someone that's not very good at adapting in mid gunfights, you can literally jump over their bullets and they won't even touch you in the gunfight, which is absolutely crazy. The next tip is to use weapons that are awesome for the map that you're playing on. So if you're playing on a really small map, you don't want to be using snipers and LMGs. You want to be using SMGs, high fire rate assault rifles. And if you're on big maps, you want to be using the snipers, the LMGs and the low fire rate assault rifles, not the SMGs and the shotguns. Just think about that. It's such a simple thing, and once you figure that out, you're definitely going to get less deaths, because that was probably like, it's a really beginner, like a really simple step, but still a lot of people are out here trying to use SMGs on the biggest maps in the game, and you're literally putting yourself at a really big disadvantage, which is completely unnecessary because you can just use a really good gun for that map. The final tip is to use AI score streaks. So AI score streaks are the ones that control themselves. So like the attack chopper, like the strike team, you want to be using those score streaks, because when you're out here calling in your hailstorm, calling in your lightning strike, you're literally a vulnerable target where you can get killed. So obviously you don't want your streaks to end, so you do not want to get yourself killed. And it is just so important that you can always have your gun ready to shoot people and not be having an iPad out in front of you, because you're going to get so many stupid deaths, and you never know what that streak could have turned into. That could have been a 60 kill streak, but no, you died because you had an iPad out. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're selecting your score streaks. I've actually got one more tip that I forgot to talk about. It's probably one of the most important ones, and it's to use stealthy perks and attachments. So the stealthy perks are like cold-blooded, ghost, dead silence. All of those perks are going to make it harder for the enemy to find you and kill you. So obviously you're going to be dying less, and also using attachments like the silencer, which is going to make it so that when you shoot your gun, you don't show up on the minimap. You're going to be a complete ninja. No one will be able to find you, so you're going to be able to get easy nuclear streaks. But yeah, that's been it for this video, lads. Let me know down below if any of these tips helped you out, whether it's helped you get a nuclear yet, and whether you've got a nuclear yet. If you've had one, let me know how many you've had and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been TheGIBBYNATR. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that for the best Call of Duty Black Ops 4 tips and tricks. I'll see you in the next video, lads. Peace.